right, guys, this is Imperfect Together with Zach and Chris.
It's Chris and Zach.
I am your co-host, Zach, and then we have Chris. Say hi, Chris.
Hey, what's up?
All right. Why am I sounding like a radio person? But yeah, today we're going to talk about, does God compare you to others? So I have a simple question.
All right.
Chris, has there been a time when you compared yourself to others?
There's been a time when my wife compared me to others.
Oh.
That's where my mind went. So my wife is a Chris Hemsworth fan.
What is Chris?
She likes Thor. All right.
Oh,
Thor. Yeah, that's who
Thor
Chris
guy.
Hemsworth is.
Yeah, the Thor guy.
She likes Thor, so I have to work out. I'm never going to be as tall.
You're never going to be like him.
I'm not.
You will never.
But he cut his hair short like mine. So he's trying to be like me, I think.
Yeah.
And I'm working out to try to get better, but
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
you know, I would like to be Chris Hemsworth.
Have you ever gone into the living room with the hammer and be like, hey,
Never. Don't have a hammer. No.
how's it going, Tammy? Have you ever done that?
No.
Oh, well, that's where you messed up.
Okay.
I've compared myself to a Ninja Turtle when I was 10 years old.
A Ninja Turtle.
There was one time where I dressed up in a Ninja Turtle outfit, and I was like, man, I'm going to fight some crime. And so I went into the woods, and then when I went into the woods, I saw these baby raccoons, and I was like, man, I got to save these baby raccoons from, the dangers of this world. And so I picked them up, and the baby raccoon, not the baby, but the mom raccoon came, and she bit me.
Did you get attacked?
She bit me in the leg, and I had to get a rabies shot.
You make a great Ninja Turtle, Zach.
Yeah, so don't compare yourself to a Ninja Turtle.
Noted.
And don't compare yourself.
I'm not messing with raccoons. Ever.
I was 10 years old, but yeah, that mom raccoon attacked
Where
me.
did it bite you?
Right here.
On the shin,
Yeah,
leg?
right here.
That'd be your calf.
Yeah, right in the
Nobody
calf.
can see that.
Yeah, and I was crying bloody murder. It wasn't good. But yeah, so it's the time I got attacked by a raccoon in a Ninja Turtle outfit. Leonardo was my favorite character.
So do you still want to be a Ninja Turtle?
Sometimes.
If you compared yourself to them then?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, if I could be a Ninja Turtle right now, heck yeah, I will. Why wouldn't I?
Who was your favorite Ninja Turtle?
Leonardo. Who is yours?
I had a Raphael.
You would be a Raphael.
No, I'm not saying
You
he's my
would
favorite.
be a Raphael.
Because I liked Leonardo.
Raphael.
But I had a Raphael stuffed animal. I don't know why I did, but I did.
Everyone's favorite is Michelangelo.
But I don't know how to use the little, I don't even know what they're called, what he used. Those little hand things.
Oh, those are katanas, right?
No, that was what Leonardo had. Those
No.
are swords.
Yeah,
Raphael
those are
had the
swords.
little,
Yeah, katanas.
I thought a katana was a sword.
I don't know.
It doesn't matter. Carrying on. Moving
Yeah, they're forks.
on. Forks.
They're forks.
Raphael's forks.
Yeah.
All right.
But here's the thing about comparison. It can lead us to believe things that are not true about ourselves and others, right?
Yep.
So if we really think about a time that we've compared ourselves to other things, like for me personally, it would have to be whenever I was in middle school. And back when I was in middle school, I was actually in special education classes.
Really?
A lot of people don't know
I never
that.
knew that.
A lot of people don't know that. But yeah, I was in special ed classes, even in elementary school, all the way up until middle school.
Mm-hmm.
And then in high school, they did put me in regular classes. But in middle school, yeah. And I remember there would be times where whenever I was in this special education class, and then whenever the bell rang, I would hurry up and get out of that class before anyone else would, anyone would see me. But yeah, that was something that I compared my smarts towards other people, and it frustrated me because I was like, man, I'm smarter than that kid, and that kid's in blah, 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 blah. But
no.
Yeah, so that's a time where, comparison hasn't been good.
Why do you think comparison is such a big deal? Why is it something we struggle with so much as humans?
I think, it's it's everywhere. It's in the movies that we watch. It's in the, with girls, with the Bachelorette, there's, I have to have that dress. I have to have that relationship, in the movies, when the girl watches the 20th romantic comedy, it is the same thing, and they take that and they compare it to other things. And that's the same thing with guys. The guys do the same thing. They compare, wealth. They compare, I got to have this car. I have to have that car. I have to go to this college or I'm not going to be significant. It's all these things. And all of it has to do with just our sin nature, it's the way how we view things. It's not what God compares. It's not what God thinks. It's not what God says, but it's what we think. And that's the big.
Man, when I think back to junior high, I think of we want so bad to fit in.
Yeah.
And I think even as adults, we still compare and we still try to we still have people we want to be like. We still have people that, man, if I just had that, or I could be like
just
him.
Be a Ninja Turtle.
But yeah, if you're still an adult thinking that, Zach, that might be a different story. But when I think about a junior high, that was what it was all about. It was trying to figure out who I was.
Yeah. And
trying to fit in, figuring out who are the other people that are like me.
Yeah.
And who are, how do I get a part of this group? Whether it was good or bad, probably we try to fit into groups we probably shouldn't.
Yeah.
Instead of just realizing who we are.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah, there's a few scriptures that I actually kind of want to read. And then after I read them, I want to discuss them. Which is 2 Corinthians 10:12. Let me get it here. And it says, not that we dare to classify or compare ourselves with some of those who are commending themselves, but when they measure themselves by one another and compare themselves with one another, they are without understanding. So I think that's kind of helps us understand, does God compare us to others? And I also want to read another one, and this is in Psalms 36, verse 7, which says, how precious is your steadfast love, O God. All humanity takes refuge in the shadow of your wings. They feast on the abundance of your house, and you give them drinks from the river of your delights. When I read that, I hear all humanity. It's not just Chris. It's not just me. It's not just people that we compare ourselves to. It's all humanity. God loves us individually with so much equally. It's not, the rich person has, God favors him much more. It's not like that. That's never been the case. And so does God compare us to others? No, he doesn't. He doesn't compare us to others. He loves us all equally. He loves us all the same. And so, I think that.
I agree, and I think it's so hard though for us to grasp that concept and to actually apply it. Because it's one thing to say, okay, God says that he loves me. Okay, God's supposed to love me. But how do I love me, and how do other people love me, and how do we get to that point where I'm not trying to compare myself to others and what you have or what he has or what she has, but instead just accepting I am who I am and God made me this way for a reason, and being okay with that and being able to see myself the way that God sees me. Yeah. That's the hard part.
Yeah. And Proverbs 4:23. So a lot of that, it's our heart condition. If our heart condition is I've watched so much Bachelorette. I've watched so much car shows and all this stuff. Of course, we're going to start comparing. But when we transition that to where we are focused on God and what God has to say, our perspective is a little bit different. And Proverbs 4:23, I think that's right. Yeah. It says, guard your heart above all else, for it determines the course of your life. So to kind of re-emphasize my point, I don't even know if re-emphasize is a word.
I don't think it is, but we
I
can make it one.
I made it a word.
Just for you.
But I would, but yeah, so guard your heart. Guard your heart. If you guard your heart, everything else will fall into play. There's a few steps to kind of go by if you think that you're, if you're comparing is negative and all that stuff, which is pay attention to your feelings. Okay, so
how? What does that look like?
Like, notice your mood, notice your outlook on things. If they're negative, odds are, your perspective of God has been altered in some way. Okay. So maybe have a different outlook, right? Another one is find out what fuels it, right? So if you're comparing, I don't know, a relationship, all right, and you're wondering why you're comparing it, think about, things that you watched, TV, movies, and make sure that God's the source. Nothing else is the source. God is the source of all else. And then the other one is celebrate what you do have, which is, I'm not in the most richest place, I'm not bound with a whole bunch of riches, but I am very happy where I'm at with my family. I love where we live and all that stuff. Like, it's not a big house and all that stuff, but it's my house, and I'm very happy and I'm very blessed with the family that I have, and and I just, when you have that mindset, I think, go ahead. It looks like you're about to say something.
I was waiting for you to finish, but
I'm done now. So what do you got? What do you got?
Go on now. I was gonna say, I think that last one is really good. I think when it comes to comparison, a lot of times we forget about what we actually have.
Yeah.
And I think everybody, even the people you're comparing yourself to, there may be something that they wish that they had about you, right? Yeah. I think, we all want material things, or we want this, or we want that, or we want to, I wish I could talk to girls like he does, and whatever it may be. I wish I could play football like he does. But the reality is, you may have some things about you that people wish they had. And so the more we can recognize the giftings that we have, the way we were created, I think it becomes less and less about me trying to be like somebody else, and me taking a step back and saying, okay, this is how God made me. These are the things I have in my life that I don't like. Maybe I can work on those. Maybe I can't. I can't make myself better at football if I'm not good at football.
Yeah.
But maybe
try really hard, Chris.
You can practice all you want. But if you don't have the raw talent, let's just be honest. Sit on the sidelines. Find something you're good at. Listen, I'm not going on that tangent, but the thing is, there are things that you are good at.
Yeah.
And recognizing the things that you have. Maybe you have a great family, and that person you're comparing yourself to doesn't, and they wish that they did. I mean, there's so many things that we wish we had, or we don't realize that we do have, because we're so busy comparing ourselves to others. So I think the more that you can focus on what you do have, look at the giftings that God has given you, then it's going to be less and less on me comparing myself to others, and I'm going to more be grateful for how God created me and what I do have. And I think when we get to that point, that's when we can begin to move forward in life and not have this life of,
I wish I had this. I wish I had that.
Wishing and realizing, oh, I do have this and I do have that. Let's take advantage of that and let's make the best life possible, because you only got one to live.
Yeah.
So make the most of it.
Like that's when you're 18 and you're like, man, I wish I had this salary, and then you get that salary and you're like, man, I wish I had that. It's like,
did you say I wish I had the salad?
Salary.
Salary. Okay.
Celery. I wish I had the celery.
If I'm 18, I'm not wishing I had a salad, period. Just saying.
Salaries are good. But so I think that clears up to the question that was asked, which is, does God compare us to others? And
No.
the answer is no, he does not.
No, he made you as weird and quirky as you are, Zach, for a reason.
Yep. And we're
still trying to figure that out. But
and he made you straight and narrow, to the point, and well organized.
I am well organized.
Yeah.
I'll take that.
Yeah. Me, I could get organized if I wanted to.
You could if you wanted to.
Yeah.
But that's all right. Besides the
I
point.
lost my gummy bears the other day.
You misplaced them in your bag.
I didn't misplace them. You guys hit them.
Anyways.
All right. Well, this is Imperfect Together with Chris and Zach. And I'll catch you on the flip side.
I had to work on that close.